Peter, you're in the shot. Get the fuck out of the shot. What are you doing? We're gonna have to fucking do another take. Peter's hands in the shot.
Too. It's like the Mr. Claw Inspector Gadget.
He's trying to perfectly capture that. Right.
Yeah, he was just
he's trying to control this whole project with his forearm. Anyway, all right.
Yeah, like what you said.
Exactly that.
Okay, so that's Gamora.
Go.
So here's what's gonna happen. Gamora's gonna be like, nobody. Man, Dad decided to become president. Now nobody will buy my clothes. She's gonna be like, at least your dad acknowledges you exist. Whatever, something stupid like that, right? You got all these fucking illegitimate kids that whatever they are, whatever they want, right?
Ooh, politically correct.
And then Thanos, and that's Trump, and those are his two advisors.
Nice.
Loki.
I like it.
And he's like,
so which one's Kellyanne Conway and which one's Sean Spicer? You gotta just name this appropriately.
yeah, but you decide. That's
I feel like Ronald should be Sean
Let's
Spicer.
make Elvira Mistress of the Night, Kellyanne Conway, and Spicer could be Rilo Kim from the new Star Wars.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alright.
Yeah.
Alright, it works. You're gonna have to buy all new Funkos though for this all to correlate.
Yeah,
unfortunately.
I already have those two.
Yeah.
I have a bunch. I just don't know where they are. Moved. I miss one.
Quit moving all the time.
I know. No,
How was
no,
everything so
every-
far, guys?
Fantastic. Thank you.
I love
You
the
move every
house.
30 seconds.
No,
So you need to stop doing that. Just stop doing that.
Which one is that yours? Oh. Are you okay? Or are you?
Not moving.
Why?
I can't move. I'm not the move.
Oh, he's going literal with you on that one.
I
Heyo.
respect your commitment to that. I
Heyo.
respect it. You just dropped the mic.
I know.
Son of a bitch.
Right in the fucking cheese sauce.
Oh no, that's the worst place for a mic to be.
That's
dropped.
the equivalent to licking
Meat on the
all the
table.
cheese.
Damn it, Peter's food is in the sink.
Oh my god,
You're gonna have
why?
to cut.
This is
You just
this
ruined
is
the
why we
image.
can't have nice things.
Come on. No, not kidding. Not kidding.
You ruined the entire thing. The entire thing. I told you, man. Ultimate troll.
So,
See that movie?
Which one?
You
Which
see the
one?
movie Trolls?
Some of this crazy sauce over there. You lovely man. That's your
Share
one.
with the sauce.
No, he's a sauce.
So Dustin, you saw the movie Trolls.
Indeed.
Give us your review.
A review?
Yeah.
It was actually pretty good for a kids movie, which I've seen a lot of recently. Was that movie Pixar or was it not? It was kind of a random spur.
It was Pixar.
Was it Pixar? Well, then
No, it wasn't Pixar. It was DreamWorks.
Then there you go. Okay. Yeah. Okay, you're right. Yeah, I remember being skeptical now that it was DreamWorks and not being a Pixar. Pixar, I'll dive right in. It's always good. It's always fantastic.
It is.
Although
What's wrong with DreamWorks? What are they doing wrong?
With the exception
what are they doing wrong?
With the exception of The Good Dinosaur, which was subpar in my opinion.
I didn't see that, but here, hold on.
Go, what? Hit me.
What are they doing wrong? What would cause you to have hesitation about seeing a DreamWorks film and question the potential quality?
no, I mean, great works like Anchorman came through DreamWorks. I mean,
I'm talking specifically animation.
whatever Paul Rudd does, I'm sure he's had a
DreamWorks.
yeah. It's worth a Google.
That I have no idea. Are we?
So
What are you talking about?
What the fuck?
Go ahead. I have no idea.
Yeah.
DreamWorks.
Oh, Justin.
I don't have my Google.
You have it right in your
Right.
pocket.
I don't.
No, don't.
I don't Google.
Okay, never
and
mind.
eat at
We
the
don't.
same time.
That's true. That's true.
It gives me indigestion.
Gentlemen don't do that.
Gentlemen don't Google and eat at the same time.
That's true.
That's the equivalent to.
Google that.
Oh my God! What do you even doing?
Show them your phone. Oh my god.
No, what the? You're all like,
Would you not agree though that Pixar is superior in every way
Well,
to DreamWorks?
I don't know. I gotta think about films. I mean, Shrek was really good. No, I'm asking because my cousin-in-law, she worked on Trolls for 3 years.
Wow.
And, DreamWorks was really riding on this film. If it wasn't successful, it's going to hurt them. And I'm thinking, why are they hurting? Like, they could put out successful films, Shrek 1 and Shrek 2, and then I realized it's been a long time since Shrek 2 came out. What have they been pissing their money away on since? And I don't know, and you brought up a good point that the quality is...
The fact that I don't have several examples to cite is exactly the point. They, I'm trying to think of another DreamWorks, one that was good I recently, the How to Train Your Dragon movies. Those were good. Those were actually really good. There's another positive example. But still, though, those are, again, few and far between.
They did that Wall movie. Was that?
That was Pixar. Pixar. They've had great ones, though. The,
Salty Bois
Moana with The Rock.
That got
Saw that last
that
week.
good?
So good. Fantastic.
It got a 98% on Rotten Tomatoes.
It was really good. It was way up there in the quality level. It wasn't as good as like a Toy Story or like an Inside Out. In my opinion. Inside Out, fantastic. But it was still up there. I'm telling you, the Good Dinosaur was the one speed bump there. It was just kind of... didn't draw you in enough. It was kind of depressing. And it was like just...
Like Wall-E.
well,
Yeah.
there was a little bit, you know, as well, but... that one was depressing because that's the actual future of humanity. Not, you know...
The Wall-E movie?
Yeah, of course.
Well, whenever you have
No, I think
emotional
people would have died
sentiments...
out. There wouldn't have been any survivors for the robot to watch.
Yeah, especially when everybody is just sitting in one place. I don't know if you heard about that one Russian gamer who died because he had a blood clot hit his brain because he just stayed in one place for like hours on end.
So, when you're in the 7th grade in Russia, and I don't know if this but that's when I think they determine what you're going to be for the rest of your life.
That's when
what do
Putin
you
determines
do?
what you're going to be for the rest of your life.
Okay, what do you have to be doing in the 7th grade to get him to say, you get to play video games the rest of your life, such that you end up with a blood clot while you're playing the game because you can't get your ass up?
Yeah, he goes to the door to go use the bathroom, and there's a KGB agent like back to the gaming chair.
So they have that professional gaming thing is big in Russia.
I don't know.
He's
They got
like,
nothing else to
like it's a
fucking
thing
do.
though. There's people that get paid $100,000 a year to just play video games all day. But it's like it's a small percentage of the population. Most people don't even like video games enough that they have much to get paid.
And then you got people, it doesn't no matter what they're doing, they're not going to like it. If you start paying them to do it, they're not going to like it, even if they enjoy it. People who enjoy it. But how do you land that game? Because you might say you're going to be an engineer. You're going to be a professional wrestler if you still be a crippler.
Excellent.
Me, I get to play video games. What do I got to do in the 7th grade to choose that life?
playing lots of video games. Professional video game playing.
You good at it?
Isn't that more of a South Korean thing than a Russian thing?
I think so.
It could be, but I'm just saying
They're
hypothetical.
the ones that like sit there and
It was
play
a
StarCraft
hypothetical.
for 48 hours solid or whatever.
It was a
Or
hypothetical
when you want
question.
to buy like experience or video game money, you buy it from a South Korean kid.
God, I know. The guys who farm gold for like 80 hours in a row in
Yeah.
World of Warcraft and stuff. I couldn't imagine.
Yeah, but it's a job like any other.
I know, but Jesus.
I love playing video games, but
Yeah, I heard it was pretty lucrative actually. But if you're willing to
I
throw in
can't
the
sit there
time.
more than like 2 or 3 hours.
That's the thing. I always heard like kids in high school, even back when we were all in high school, like, oh, being a pro gamer would be so great. Like you just get to sit around and play games all day. But when you actually watch like documentaries and stuff about real pro gamers, you really have to, like back when Halo 3 was the craze, those kids had to sit around and play the same game around the clock, taking shifts, rarely sleeping and eating. Like you don't get to play video games, you get to play video game. It's not fun anymore. You're gonna be so sick of that damn game 6 months down the line after you play it for 8 hours a day, daily, never skipping a day.
Well, at least in Overwatch, you can pick different characters.
But do you think...
Or maybe you can't.
That's true. It's very true.
Who's your character in Overwatch?
I'll have Bastion. Bastion's my main.
Justin, who's your character in Overwatch?
May Eureka great again with May.
I like it. I like it. I forgot about that. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
It's good. It's good.
I'm building those walls all the time. I was building the walls before we even started building the walls.
If somebody does pick Bastion first. From some percentage.
That's a good choice.
Yeah.
So let me
76? 78? I'll get his numbers right eventually.
Next time we play. Now, I would love it if you just make it so that I can know.
He's Soldier 69 now and forever. I'm not even going to care about his real numbers.
I like that.
Soldier 69.
So,
continue.
A more lessened version before 76. I mean, it would be like 7 versions short of upgrades. But that's okay. That's okay.
It's fine. It's fine.
You ranked up.
You ranked up. So, have fun. You can be Bastion. Your brother is good with D.Va.
It is.
Now, he's
really
really good. Now, I know you got mad that I voted for him.
Man.
He earned it. He earned it. He had
Not more than me. No.
He had play of the game.
It doesn't matter.
I didn't see any of your plays. Your silent kills were
Doesn't
probably
matter.
very effective and very helpful to our team overall, but I never visualized them. He got
SBD,
a
silent but
highlight.
deadly.
He got a highlight reel, and it was good. He like blasted.
When you get the highlight reel of the game, it's real adorable and all. But then when you go to the actual stats of the game, my stats are like 32 kills and 1 death.
Well, that's why you
That
really.
needs the nod. I think it needs the nod.
Well, I think
A little
it's
bit more
because-
than, oh, look at the camera, you did good for 3 seconds. Wow, there's a vote. There's not. I'm saying.
Look, I
I'm
get that
saying.
you relate with Soldier
You know what I'm
76 due to the
Soldier
anonymous
69.
nature of your efforts behind the scenes.
I changed it
during the
like
game.
10 minutes ago.
Nobody sees all your kills. They don't see them. They might look good on paper, but nobody actually visualizes them because they're so good and stealthy. You do it so quick that nobody sees them.
Well, you're aware.
Spectrum draws out the pain and suffering. You get to witness that.
I do enjoy your
It's
turns.
gratifying.
I do enjoy them.
It's gratifying.
Well, I got a friend, my other brother, Storm. He's an avid gamer.
From
And-
another mother?
From another
Josh
mother.
Storm? Josh Storm.
No.
Professional wrestler, which you can book now on Facebook. Go check
You
him
can
out.
look him up. The local scene.
The local scene, Josh Storm.
He's
Good.
a whole local scene
He comes as
2017.
It's like a 5-pack with like him and some
Yeah.
other awesome wrestlers. Frankie Valentine,
Yeah.
Pandora. Check it out.
Oh, yeah,
Good stuff.
Pandora.
Is it
Good, yeah.
Pandora like the internet
Box.
radio station?
Don't talk
Yeah,
about her
like,
box.
Yeah. Like,
I think that's kind of offensive to talk about.
Don't talk about her box
like that.
Don't do it. It's when you're there pockety pocket. I swear. I'm trying to take the attention all the time. This guy over here.
This man
This
married
guy
the
is
spawn of
crazy.
Satan, and I married actual Satan.
Yeah, exactly.
It's real Old Testament. I like to be called Beelzebub.
Mine was Baal. You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
wow.
2 A's in the middle there. I never
Yeah,
quite
how
got
did-
the pronunciation
Never
down because I didn't really care to
understood
learn it.
that. Like,
The whole evil thing.
Peter, you're the
What do you mean?
biblical scholar.
man.
Elaborate.
Yeah, Beelzebub is like the leader of all the demons. Oh, I didn't read enough of the Bible to come across that one. It's probably in the Old Testament somewhere.
It's been
Yeah.
a translation thing. It's still Beelzebub. They just
Yeah.
shortened it.
Yeah, sometimes I like to call her bees, the bubs.
What was that
What's up,
game where
bub?
you
Like
raid
Wolverine?
tombs? Not Tomb
Bub.
Raider, don't be a smartass. But the game where you're the overhead view?
Minecraft.
Diablo. I just remember playing Diablo 2 or 1, whichever, they blur together, whatever. Baal, however you pronounce it, was one of the demons. So that's where I pulled that from.
Oh, that wasn't
Completely out of
biblical
the-
at all.
Yeah.
I know. No, it's in there. All those games use biblical references as a basis.
They probably just made that name up, like
Sometimes.
Jason or Justin or Justin.
Like they just kind of loosely base the plot on it, but they just
Yeah.
make up their own names.
No, oh really?
Research stuff.
But I appreciate that.
It's like different like.
Well, it may have been, but I remember looking it up. I just think it was, you know how they take like different mythologies, like
Yeah.
Greek and different ones, and throw them together, and they're just
Some of
like,
them
here's
put
a
more
creative
effort
story.
than others. Like
You know.
some of them just they just make up all their own.
And
names.
completely. Right, there's that too, I'm sure. Fantastic game.
Did you try the ketchup?
Oh, did you?
Spicy ketchup. Try it. Unless you're allergic.
Get in. Get in there.
I'm not allergic to cat soup.
I hope not. It'd be a weird thing to be allergic to.
I worked with a guy who said he was allergic to onions.
It's a
just didn't like him.
Yeah.
It's so silly when people do that.
No.
It might be.
I mean, I'm not a graduate from Johns Hopkins, but it's definitely after this delightful meal. Where's this place again?
We're at Takorea
Oh yeah,
in
it's
Dugwoody.
a nice mix of south of the border from the land of the rising sun. I mean, it's great.
And Mexico, they have Mexican themed dishes as well.
Are they the land of the setting sun?
Like this quesadilla that I got right here.
Yeah.
It's like the Avengers of food. They brought together Korean with Mexican, and it's a party inside my mouth.
Avengers Assemble.
Speaking of Avengers, I'm gonna get some fucking shawarma. That's what I want to get. Do you know a really ballin' shawarma place?
I do. And it's not far from here.
Damn it. Alright, but we gotta eat again.
Yeah. I mean, we're humans. We gotta do that at least.
What do you use that for?
Darn it. Didn't you just several times?
I
We
did.
discussed the
I did, and I even chastised myself internally.
Yeah. So here's what we're gonna do. When we cuss, like, don't say the words.
We're just gonna haul off and slap each other.
No. When we say words like fuck, it'll be introduced with French toast or fun
Liquor.
Yeah.
You know, like,
fun
No, we're not
funny.
going to promote alcohol.
No, I think it was like the
I
lit.
digress. I'm just kidding. No, really. I like your haircut.
Thanks, man.
Sweet. Explains why it took you guys 2 hours.
I got it
to
at Great Clips.
Great clothes. I cut my own.
Did you? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So you're just being a smart ass. Can't ever tell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I cut my own.
Do you?
What comic books are you reading currently?
Good question. So my favorite Chew is really good. CHEW.
Cool.
It's a good one. I love Moon Knight, but the recent Moon Knights have been really kind of weird off the wall. The Moon Knight's my favorite. Jupiter's Legacy.
Dose?
Oh my God. So it was like Jupiter something, Jupiter's Legacy 1, Jupiter's Legacy 2. Oh my God. It's so good.
Is that part of
Anything
the?
Mark Miller is doing right now is awesome. All this shit.
Is that part of the Jupiter Ascending cinematic universe?
I don't know. That's something different.
Is Channing Tatum involved with this?
I have no idea. I think it's different.
He's
I never saw that movie. I just heard it was
It's
terrible.
decent.
No, it's not that.
Was it?
I had
Nowhere.
low expectations, and it was a good action.
Yeah.
I mean,
I guess if you have low expectations, that's probably the key there. Yeah.
You already do, so go check it out.
So
Yeah, that's true.
what I've been super into, and it was shortly after I read the first Injustice or played the first Injustice, I went to go read the Injustice story arc, and that is probably one of the best story arcs. I feel like Superman is a way better heel, way better villain than a good guy because he's so overpowered. I can't get behind him. You
if
know,
they wanted me to read it, that's the way they would have done it. Like Lex Luthor trying to stop this, unstoppable force of Superman.
Yeah.
That would have been a good read. Because it would have been like, oh, the world's under the threat of constant destruction from Superman.
Yeah, I mean because like he's so strong, like, and if you look at the adventures, he probably does more damage than good. Even in the movies, they made a point of that. But he, in the comic art, just like in the video game, he takes over the world, rules with an iron fist, and anyone, even his superhero comrades, if they came against him, he would.
Really?
Yeah. There's a lot of death.
His character's a boring character. It's
this
pointless.
gives him death.
It's pointless being a demigod if you allow a slew of other heroes the ability to beat him. some Deus Ex Machina bullcrap where it's just like, okay, here's the rare rock from your home world that exploded that somehow everyone has. This is available in every corner store. And when it's not available, we'll have a synthetic version of it created. And when that's not available, there'll be a red version of it. It's like, it's just boring.
Yeah, I agree.
There's always something that renders all of your 87 powers completely minute so I can punch you like a normal human being. So like, what was it? Holyfield beat him in a fight, whoever it was?
Yeah.
The famous comic?
Oh, Muhammad Ali.
Muhammad Ali. So, I don't know. There's just no depth. I'm bored. I'm over it.
I don't like.
I'm over it. Get out of here.
So Moon Knight, and you, obviously, you're Iron Man.
I was actually telling him about the stack of Moon Knight comics he used to give me. Go ahead.
I think a lot of DC stuff is aimed at kids. So you got like the Superman.
Have you read them lately? They're all rated R.
Oh, they are.
They're
DC?
like adults.
Wow.
Those are idiots. Like they gotta follow the pro wrestling paradigm, which is they went to the rated R stuff, and then they realized, wait a minute, if kids aren't watching our show, who's gonna watch our show 20 years from now? Nobody. You forgot to stick with the kids, so they brought the wrestling down to PG-13.
Well, they need
And they're having
shows.
way more success now than they were when they were rated R.
You know,
They're starting to descend.
something similar to that. You know how Apple became, it was one of Steve Jobs' ideas, but it was mainly the company as a whole deciding to give schools free desktops.
Yes.
And they knew that when these kids grew up, that they would start thinking, oh, this is a reliable product because I've been using it ever since I was a kid.
Right there, smart. Same thing. That's
Oh,
what
snap.
DC is not doing.
We just grab that from it.
And then the Suicide Squad, half the
As
characters
kids, you
have
remember
tattoos on their
playing.
faces. What the heck? Like,
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but that's not.
What do we
Those are the
crazy
heroes
Mike
you're
Tyson?
gonna associate yourself with, or these tattooed characters. No offense to people that tattoo their face.
And no offense to Mike
You're
Tyson.
I have
making
friends
so
that-
many people angry.
But
Yeah.
So
Before we finish,
yeah,
on social media, where can you be followed?
at Jason Frame on Twitter.
I don't have a Twitter yet. I know, I'm an old man.
Where-
Facebook at DustinPowers1 / DustinPowers1.
I
I'm working
can't
on it.
remember my Twitter name, but Instagram, I can definitely give you that. USNHIENA. It's real. Just go with it. It's misspelled hyena. I read books, but clearly not back then. Young and stupid. That's what I blame it on.
There are many leather-bound books on his shelves.
Excuses. Makes you sound
Yeah.
His pot
Excuses
smells
are like
of rich mahogany.
assholes, but thanks for putting our conversation inside you.
Just letting you know, we'll probably edit most of what you just said out.
Mostly. Yeah, that would probably be wise.
I like it.
Did you have a question for me?
I was just going to ask, so comics knowledge, you prefer, rather, Marvel, DC? And how big into comics are you? Avid fan or like?
Sort of into it. I like Marvel better than DC. DC has some pretty good. I think Marvel overall, it's like, for the most part, it's less corny. I mean, comics are just corny in general, but Marvel's
Yeah.
like, I like it better.
Yeah.
I completely agree. Something about it, even though they have their crazy bright colored costumes, something about it is just more mature. And like, I don't know why. Wonder Woman and her invisible plane, man.
Well, they've battled.
Martian Manhunter is crazy. I don't know.
I feel like they've been battling more real topics for a longer period of time than both companies. For instance, the X-Men have always been about minorities against the government at large trying to push them away, push them out, exclude them, and that's the way. Like, we've always grown up reading these comics and watching these animated series that tackle these real life issues, and Batman is really the only one that came close to that.
I think whether it's comics, movies, whatever, if you just would take Batman and the Bat family and the whole Bat, everything out, transplant it to Marvel, and just leave DC completely untouched with everything they had left, they would just be dead. There would just be nothing.
Well,
They only got Batman.
People like the Flash because it's kind of a neat idea.
They've done a
True.
good job of coming out with
And
these TV
he's
shows.
I've seen-
lighthearted too.
Yeah.
I've seen plenty of
it's
people
corny, but
Flash.
it's enjoyable.
Yeah.
Not real deep, but fun to watch.
There's plenty of Flash fans, Green Lantern fans,
Yeah,
okay,
I don't
imaginative.
understand that at all, but okay.
Well, it's a whole like
I don't get
the
it. I'm not into
Conjuration
it. I don't know.
superpower is kind of a weird one because you could go in any direction with it. But
If we're going based on straight Ryan Reynolds movie, agreed. For Green Lantern, it's terrible. But the recent years, Flash. You never saw the Green Lantern movie?
Hold on, now
Very
the
good.
actual Green Lantern series can be interesting. They've had like the Blackest Night.
I read that, and I
Oh, okay,
oh my
well,
god, I
that
can't
was
get
a-
into this all-powerful crap.
You know.
Every character in DC has just too much power. It's annoying. It's so annoying.
There are a lot of demigods.
How's everything out here, guys?
Great, thank you.
Thank you.
I made some room for you.
All right, you guys ready to go?
Yeah, I think
Let's
so.
go.